Um, it's the main thing, adjustments. One team adjusted, the other team didn't.
Mm.
Um, they came in and halftime, they Andy Reid went in and said, "Hey, we're going to be ourselves." And if you look at that second half, Kansas City ran the same 12 plays. They just ran them on different sides of the field. Depending on what side of the field was, they ran those plays. They ran the same plays because they were like, okay, if they're going to overcommit with this, which is what they were doing when they were sending Kelsey in motion, they were overcommitting to it. So they decided to send someone else in motion, and they ran back out to the area where it was blank and open the whole time. And the reason they lost is because the Eagles lost is because their defensive coordinator never adjusted to it. He never said, "All right, we just stay out there, keep Slay or Bradbury out there." They didn't do it. They followed their man, and that's how they lost. They never adjusted. They weren't really stopping Kansas City in the beginning. Kansas City just didn't have the ball. They were running like 17. I think what their longest drive was like 17 plays or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that was the strategy: keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands. So that's how they lost. That's my take on why they lost. Adjustments. One team adjusted, the other team didn't.
Okay. Dave.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much in agreement. I feel like the same thing. I feel like that's exactly why they lost. Also, it's because of that turnover that Jalen Hurts had in the game that kept the game close. Because if not for that turnover, Eagles probably would have been able to drive the ball down. Even though I think that was a third down or fourth down
Mm-hmm.
play.
Oh, third down.
It was a third down play, but we know the Eagles, they're pretty much going for it on third down. They've been doing that almost all year long, and especially in the playoffs. It's the Super Bowl. You're gonna go for it, do whatever you can to win the game. And yeah, they were doing their best to keep Mahomes on the sideline, and I said that in the chat that they're doing whatever they can to keep him on the sideline because that's the key to win the game. You don't want. Yes, I understand that he was hobbled. He had a bad ankle, but he said that he was what 75, 80%. So he felt a lot better than he did uh, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So Mahomes is different, and it's Patrick Mahomes. You don't want to give him the opportunity to come on the field and play. He's shown you time and time again, if you give him the opportunity to come and win a game, he's going to go win the game. It's there's been a few mishaps, but in the playoffs, he's going to make sure he's going to go win that game. This is the second time that he's been down 10 points in the Super Bowl. He came back and won. And the first time was against my team. So, Eagles fans, I know exactly how you feel to be up 10 points and lose to Patrick Mahomes. So I feel your pain. But yeah, it's and the defensive adjustments. They didn't get any sacks in that game, which is mind-boggling for a team that had 85 sacks through the regular season and the playoffs, other than last night. They had 85 sacks through all that time, but they couldn't get any last night. And that shows you how great the Chiefs' offensive line is. They revamped that offensive line, and they pretty much protected him all night. Even when he got pressure, he was able to scramble and get out of the pocket. And if he needed to throw it out of bounds, he was able to get an incompletion. Or if he needed to run to go get a first down, he got that done. He made key plays. The throw to Kelsey was a perfect pass. No one else was going to get that but him. And then the two other touchdowns that he threw with Pacheco, it pretty much wide open. There was no one. There was no one. There was blown coverage. And I think this is the third time I've seen the Eagles defensive coordinator not making an adjustment in the second half against a team they were losing to, because they did it against the Commanders in the first loss, and they did it against the Cowboys Christmas Eve. Both of those times when they saw that something should have happened in the second half, he made absolutely no adjustments. So Eagles fans may be happy that he's actually leaving and not going to be there anymore, but that's something that was an issue. But they did have help. Vic Fangio did sign a 2-week deal with them to help them out, but
That's true.
it didn't work out. So that's my take.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. Cry. Oh, it's fine. All right. So look, this was the first time in a long time that we got the two best teams and the top two MVP candidates playing the Super Bowl at the same time. It's been a while, and it was a classic. It was really good. Before I go into who lost and who won, let me give some props to Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. All right, Nick Sirianni all year has been great in situations. Like he played great situational football. Challenge call when they get an incomplete pass, but it was really they called it. They called it a catch. He prepared them, gave them signals, all that stuff to huddle to get back to the line, right? And you know his situational stuff is way better than what I've written as my own coach, Ron Rivera. All right, that's one of the things he lacked with situational football, and also that formation, the quarterback sleep formation, them coming up with that was brilliant. You know, I'm pretty sure the NFL is going to do something about that because it's like an
Trust.
unstoppable play, right? It is. Then you got Jalen Hurts, who's the strongest quarterback in the NFL. So I got to give him props for that and for him constantly instilling belief into his quarterback, right? He made Jalen Hurts feel like he's the best player in the world. And I got to give him props for that. And Jalen Hurts, man, he played an awesome game. He played an awesome game. He did play better than I thought he would. I didn't think he would play bad.
Be better.
I wanted them to test his arm, and he played good. You know, he threw some great passes. He carried them yesterday. Let me say that. He carried the Eagles yesterday. But my homeboy, man, hey, Carl told me do not bet against Patrick Mahomes. On a bad angle, by the way. So look, Patrick Mahomes. So when we talked about this last Monday, I said this is how they're gonna win. The Eagles never played a guy like Patrick Mahomes. Nowhere near Patrick Mahomes. I said that. I said they played Trevor Lawrence, early Trevor Lawrence, who's not the Trevor Lawrence we saw in the playoffs. All right, they play Aaron Rodgers, who's not Aaron Rodgers no more, but they still hung 40 on him, right? Mm-hmm. They play who else they play? They play Kirk Cousins, Monday Night Kirk Cousins. We know about Monday Night Kirk Cousins. And they played Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott lit them up. But they said we didn't have our full roster. We didn't have Gardner. We didn't have Maddox. Right? Okay, cool. That's cool. The Chiefs also, so Mahomes, right, had a 96 QBR. That's the highest in Super Bowl history, I think. Right? Highest Super Bowl history. The Chiefs, I'd say this too. The Chiefs got a top 10 run defense. I said they got to neutralize the rushing attack. Kevin came on and said they can't do that. Well, how about this? They ran 32 times, 115 yards, 3.6 yards per carry. The running backs, 17 rushes, 45 yards, 2.6 yards per carry. I mean, like me and Tony and Dave was on this backstage. I mean, Miles Sanders got a little. They had a bounty on Miles Sanders on the first play. Lit him up. All right. And last but not least, right? No, not last but not least. Second and last, win the turnover battle. I've been saying this all year. When we beat them, I said they never won a game. Every game they play, they won a turnover battle. You win a turnover battle, you will beat the Eagles because they are opportunistic. They capitalize on the opportunities, right? So Jalen Hurts turned the ball over, hurt them. The Chiefs didn't turn the ball over. And last but not least, all right, got the comments rolling. Okay, I see y'all. Last but not least, the Eagles are front runners, right? When I say front runners, I mean they have a good first half. And then second half, they normally stall out. All right. They get a big lead and they don't play. And all the opponents they play, like I said, they're not like Patrick Mahomes. All the opponents they play are not pass heavy, are not explosive like the Chiefs. Right. So when they get that early lead, they can just burn that clock out right there. Now with this team, in the second half, they got scored 24-11. They scored 3 TDs in the first half. They got their only TD in the second half with 5 minutes left in the game. All right, so that's been them all year. They finally met a juggernaut, though. So that's why I think they lost this game. All right, so the comments flowing. You putting the comments up there? The comments are flowing.
Yeah, they are. I'm just trying to make sure it's based on the game.
Do with the show?
Yeah.
All right, so Ty Eagles, Ty. That's fine. All right, so Tony, before we move on, I see Tom was here, right? Mm-hmm. Before we move on, Tony, I want you to tell everybody about the chat.
Oh man, I was in tears last night, so I didn't start paying attention to it till I got off another meeting I was in, and I started paying attention to it, and I was like, "Oh, the fellas are chatting during the game." Okay, all right, and I started watching it, right? And as it was going on, I was like, apparently they don't see what's happening here. I don't think they see what's happening. But it was lit, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed listening to some of the things in there. Joe, you'll cry. You would cry. Thing. It was hilarious. But I don't. What I didn't understand about the chat was, I mean, I get you lose. I mean, I lost. My team lost to the Giants, to Eli Manning and the Giants. And I still came in there and wore my jersey and went out and I'm always going to be a Patriot fan regardless of what it is. A loss is a loss. Like that Eagles team is built to come back. They are built as a team that can come back. I mean, they may want to add a little bit, to their linebacking core because they overplayed, or may want to teach a little bit more about seeing the play before you move. But yeah, they have a great team over there in Philly. You know, I like you, Joe. Didn't think that he was going to throw like that. I was shocked.
Yeah,
I was shocked, even though I think he threw a lot of Hail Marys. You know, I mean, he threw the ball up in the air and he started praying, but yeah, it was a great game, man. It was something that was good. Before we go, Joe, I want to just do one thing here for all my little fans in here. I just want to change this real quick. As I predicted, it's got the red on with it. I'm gonna move out the way. You can see it there. As I predicted there, you know, my man is holding up the trophy there. As I said, maybe not the score I thought it was, hence my name. There.
Let me see your name real quick.
Hence my name.
Hold on, there you
go. But I figured they were gonna win. The one thing about the Eagles, they are the best second quarter team in football. We're not talking about a complete game. They're the best second quarter team in football. They do not adjust very well. So that's why I figured that it was going to be a little wider than the score was. But, you know, a 60% Patrick Mahomes beat them. And I only gave him 60% because he got injured during the game. But anyway, that doggone chat, man, I still love it. I sit there at work when I'm having a bad day, and I just look at the comments and I just laugh because you guys are great, and just you got to keep it going. But that's my take on that though, Joe.
Let's get it. All right, Tony, appreciate you for coming on, spitting your knowledge. You guys. All right, and we'll definitely see you again.
Hey, Tom, I'll hold it down for me, bro.
All right, Tony.
All right, fellas.
All right, Tony.
All right. So let's bring in the one and only Tomo. What's good? Oh.
Oh. Yeah. My back hurt. Sheesh, I thought I had to clean my locker room out. See what happened after you go to the playoff? You get all the way there and you lose. Oh, man, oh
man, the whole stuff back.
Y'all see that? Y'all see that? That's the divisional championship. That's their conference championship. That's their number 2 defense. That's all them free agents they went and got. But you want to know what made that bag so much heavier? All them excuses. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've never seen so many excuses. How y'all doing, fellas?
We good, man.
We good, man.
Man, I feel bad for this guy. This was my face after I heard all them excuses, man. Let me change that because he balled out, man. He did his thing. I can't even be mad at him.
Yeah, he did.
I'm not mad. I'm not even mad at Howie Roseman. You know, I'm more so upset. I'm gonna just answer the question so we can move on to the next topic. The defense was the reason why the Eagles lost that game. The reason that they've been in every game all year. Joe, you said it. Javon said it. I think everyone who picked the Chiefs said it. They have not played against a quarterback of this caliber. They have not played against a coaching staff of this caliber. You didn't have the quarterback. That's all. That's why I said quarterback and coach. I give you that. I had the scheme. I give you that. That's why I'm upset when you say your players need to stop talking because they've been telling the truth. I kind of believe it. If Purdy was still there, he probably would have did them dirty. That's why they're running from that. Man, but Hurts, you did your thing, my boy. You did your thing. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. Your team let you down. Now you see how Dak feels. Next subject, everyone.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, And also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.